name is Megan. Welcome to my channel with Magic Megan. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate any views or likes you want to throw my way. Time is one of the most valuable things that we have, so even just one person watching this video is like, just makes me so happy, because that's your time that you spent listening to what I had to say. So I'm trying my best to make it worthwhile for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in and giving me your time and your energy. And oh my gosh, I literally just listened back to one of my other videos and I was like, stop clearing your throat, Megan, because that was very grating on the ears. So I'm really gonna try not to do that. Okay, so I came on today. I'm gonna pull some cards. I decided, because I haven't done this in a while, to look at the Sabian symbol. And today, Cancer's at 17 degrees something, the sun is. So I like to look at the sun, just kind of like the center, you know, the brightest point. Is it the brightest point? I don't know. You know why I'm looking at the sun. It's the sun, okay? It's like the main head honcho. So for today, we round up Cancer 18. A hen is scratching for her chicks. This kind of speaks to symbols about motherhood, inherent responsibilities, encouraging you to take action, caring for the well-being of those in your care, not just about being caring and vigilant, but it also means getting down to business and finding what is needed for those less able. Okay, so we're getting down to business today. Providing nourishment and care, searching for sustenance. Hopefully I can give you some sustenance here. Oh, here I am, reaching. I'm gonna use the Shine Your Light Oracle deck and get like a beginning message. So Spirit, the Most High, come through. Oh, there we go. I fell on the floor. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, this is giving, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, look at all those hands reaching out to her, wanting. It's like the mother hen, right? Mother hen. She's nourishing everyone else, but is she nourishing herself? Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Interesting. Unbound on the bottom, releasing soul patterns, contracts. So yeah, there may be some, you may be in the midst of undoing some feminine wounding in your family line about boundaries and yes, cycles, repetitive cycles of things that have to be done. Yeah, so like looking at kind of like, yeah, setting boundaries, some energetic wall. So it seems like so far the message is kind of, you know, looking at the role that you play in your life for the people that you love and care about and who receive your nurturing. Are you overextending yourself? Are you doing too much? Do you need to set some boundaries? Are people like pulling on your energy? Maybe you need to do some like protection work on yourself. Yeah, because like a lot of times too, I'm getting this message that when we don't, you know, set boundaries with ourselves and with the people we love, you know, it can make you feel resentful. It can start building up resentful energy. You can start to feel depleted or taken advantage of. And, you know, saying no, it's so hard sometimes, isn't it? It's so hard to say no. It's so hard to, I mean, at least it is for me. I mean, it has been for me in the past. You know, maybe it is for you too. You know, when boundaries are clear, others know where you stand, and then you're able to give freely and unconditionally, and then it doesn't feel like, you don't feel that resentment or... It says here in the guidebook, the best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is your second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What's it trying to communicate to you? So yeah, it's like, see how she's kind of like coming back into this like center. She's centering herself. She's all these people around her, you know, in her ear, talking to her, wanting things from her. And this is like her coming into her like center, kind of trying to listen to like what her gut is maybe telling her about the situation. Okay, so it seems like we need to set some better boundaries. Okay, let's go to the tarot. What am I feeling for this? Hen is scratching for her chicks. I think the chicks are scratching for the hen. I think she has done a lot and given a lot back to these hands. It takes a lot for her to be in this position to be like, enough. All right, so I am going to use, maybe we should just do the regular Rider-Waite. That's kind of what let's do that. On the bottom, Two of Wands. Okay, what are we going to manifest? So, what does Spirit want to say to us about boundaries, about setting boundaries, overgiving, motherhood? A mother never realizes that her children are no longer children. Ooh. Okay, this is something. Oh my gosh, the star. The star came out. So healing, yes, healing some of these. And then the Nine of Cups on the bottom, self-satisfaction. Yeah, pouring into yourself. Pouring into yourself. Having better boundaries with your time and energy, and remembering to pour into yourself. Healing this, like, I'm like seeing these echoes here and the echoes here, and it's giving more of that like lineage energy, the spiral of life, right? These cycles even from our ancestors, and some like healing some of these like ancestral wounds we have around boundaries and motherhood and what that means to be a mother and how much we're supposed to be giving and doing, you know, for others. And, you know, remembering that it starts with the self, right? Because, yeah, see, look here. She's, like, all prickly and pointy. And it's like, how can you can't, oh, I'm seeing this shape here, too. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. And then the star is 17. So 8. Yeah, 8 energy. Yeah, it's like cycles. It's like healing that like lineage, that notion that we yes, this like doing too much, even overworking, even that, like, not to take it away from, like, let's say you're not a mother and you're a father, you're not a father, you're just a human being on this earth and it's just you. And like this whole, like, the idea of hustle culture, right? Like working and working and working. Look at all these things. I mean, these can be hands, not just children. They could be hands from, like, you know, people at your job, people in your family, friends. I mean, whatever it is for you. And wherever it is that you're over giving, and remembering to set boundaries. Okay, let's pull another one. Yeah, because look, this was on the bottom of the deck. Remember, the Nine of Pentacles is like, oh, look, the sun. It's like, yeah, giving to yourself, lighting your world up a little bit. You know, like pouring back into you. Yeah, searching where there's no nourishment. We're searching, look at her, like, look at here, the desert. Why are we searching in places, oh my goodness. Why are we searching in places for nourishment where there is none? That's, you know, and we're spending a lot of our lives doing that, right? Like, you're at a job for 10 hours a day, some people, 8 hours a day. Oh my goodness, what came out? Yes. Defending the life that we think we should have. Defending, like, I'm like seeing him stand on the world. Defending like our rights here. That defending, it's just like mixed up. There's like, it's like a mix up of what we think we ought to be doing here. You know, all these things We have our hands and all these things. Oh, the Eight of, let's just pull it out. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, fast communication, a message. Directing your will, your energy to like yourself, taking care of yourself. More about this, Spirit. Okay. The Six of, no, six. Four. I read it backwards. I don't know. It's the Four of Cups. Yes, it's being like kind of just nonplussed with things, right? Kind of just, you're not even seeing the higher cup. It's not even seeing the higher cup. Like we all need to be seeing the higher cup. See, like this hand is reaching out, and that's the one that he needs to be taking. The singular, the Holy Grail. You know, not all these people, not all these wands coming at us. Yeah, there's something about using your intuition here, too. Maybe being a little bit defensive. This is like saying no, putting up boundaries. Yeah. Putting up boundaries. But also, don't forget, like, let it block you. Yes, from your choices, your divine choice. We all have the free will. We all have the free will. I'm also kind of getting this message about maybe communication from your guides or ancestors, something about needing to block out distractions to be able to like hear the guidance from your ancestors, to be able to like, you know, yes, blocking out so the messages can come through. So you can find this higher cup, the Ace of Cups, right? He's like looking at these, but it's here because there's like all this noise. All this noise. So to me, these two cards, the Star and the Lovers together, is like guidance, like spirit-led guidance, being able to hear, you know, that guiding light. Because that's an archangel too. Messages can't come through if there are blocks. If there aren't boundaries for some of these outside things. It helps the channel stay open, is what I'm getting. And since the Lovers is kind of about relationship, I'm seeing this as like building your relationship with your guides, keeping the channel open. Yeah, building that relationship with your guides, letting the guidance come through in the form of messages, these 8 wands. And these are just like holding your boundaries, being able to see the higher cup. You know, the Sabian symbol talks too about like feeding something in one way and forgetting to feed it in another way. And so there's always this idea of balance, right? You don't want to put too much of your energy out and become scattered and disoriented. You know, if you're feeding everything else outside of you, what are you feeding inside yourself? You know, and just remembering that you know, sometimes we are focusing so much on the struggle to feed in one area that we're forgetting to feed in another area. And we miss these because it just leaves us out of balance, because then it can like foster resentment and stuff if you're not, you know. So I think there's like guidance coming through here to build up the relationship, you know, with yourself too. Because ultimately, like when you're letting people cross your boundaries, I think that's like a relationship with yourself issue. You know what I mean? Like you're not respecting yourself. You're not, you know, really loving yourself and honoring when you're constantly like going against, you know, what you really want to be doing, when you're martyring yourself. It's like, it's just not, you know, yeah, you have these 3 cups, but this 4th cup, the higher cup, the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, some would say, you're missing it. You miss it. Or you can, you're not missing it. You don't have to. So how can we see the higher cup? Maybe I should ask that. Maybe I'll ask that. All right, let me ask, how do we see the higher cup? Because the 4 of Cups is about reflection and meditation too. So to me, that kind of seems like the guidance is to reflect and meditate, to see the higher cup. Put one foot into this subconscious realm. Listen to the voices of our angels and the Most High. Trying to, oh. How can we see the higher cup? And then the 5. How can we see the higher cup? And the answer is the 5 of Cups. On the bottom, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. It's just giving like how we're viewing things. Because like the 5 of Cups is about emotion, like sadness. But he doesn't see the cups behind him. He's focusing on this instead of focusing on the positive. So to me, it's like how to see the higher cup. The answer is in the 5 of Cups. Turning around and seeing the 2 cups. It seems like a mindset thing. Yeah, it's more about this. I got this message too kind of the other day, like making the wheel spin by like how we're viewing things. And the wheel's going to spin according to like your perception, you know, the way that it spins, whether it's good or bad, whether, you know, it's happy or sad, is like how you're viewing it. So if you're looking at these 3 cups, when this wheel spins, it's going to reflect the notion of these 3 cups. If you can turn around and you can see the cup behind you, the 2 cups behind you, but for like this, the 1 cup, you know. Let me see. You know, the 5 of Cups is talking to about like a tough lesson. And so like, it kind of reminds me of like the hen scratching for her chicks, the over giving, the over, you know, needing to set boundaries with like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for clearing my throat so much. Needing to set boundaries with like the outside world. And so, you know, maybe just, yeah, it's like that feeling of resentment and stuff. And like, I guess flipping it around and trying not to see it that way. It's a tough lesson, but it gives you the chance to like emotionally cleanse and let go of some of that stuff. And then that way, you know, you can move into more of this like balanced space. You can hold your boundaries firm, receive the messages from your, you know, even the 7, it's always like, oh, he's defending his like turf. And I don't, you know, it's like, maybe it could be seen as like, but sometimes you have to. It doesn't have to be like a negative way, like I'm defending, you know. You should defend what's yours. You should defend the life that you want. You should defend the things you care about. You just don't want to defend, or when you start to, then you start to feel kind of like overburdened and like, what's left for you? What's left for you after that? Interesting. So I'm gonna get one more card from the Shine Your Light Oracle just to kind of like cap this off. So we're setting our boundaries. We need to establish better boundaries with the people outside of us, and maybe boundaries with ourselves, and like what we allow and what we don't allow, where we give too much and where we don't give too much. Trying to find that higher cup, listening to guidance from spirit, the messages we're receiving. Trying to see the higher cup. Trying to work on how we're viewing it. Turning around and seeing the beauty behind us. All right, you guys gonna have this one card. Uno card. Uno más. Por favor. Oh. Ooh. Longing for home. Belonging. The original light workers. ὕប៉ Longing for home. Mermaids might be important. You might feel a kinship to the ὕប៉ light workers. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put that right there. Yeah, on the bottom is Starseed. What lights you up? What lights you up? Okay, what does the ὕប៉ card want to say? So I'm just going to read it straight out of the guidebook, what it says about the ὕប៉. So the ὕប៉ are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original light workers. Yeah, that was on the bottom of the deck, light workers. The ὕប៉'s home planet is thought to have been a water world with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. For this reason, ὕប៉s feel most at peace and at home when in and around crystal clear water. Yeah, there's something about that. Crystal clear water, being able to see better. They are here to teach us to see the potential in everything and the light in all beings. Yeah, see the potential in everything. Turn around, see it. Many ὕប៉s have an odd longing for home and struggle with feeling like they don't belong. It is thought that this is due to their home planet no longer being in existence. Oh, that's sad. If you pulled this card, it could mean that you are a ὕប៉, or you are longing for a sense of belonging, and root chakra healing is necessary for you to feel secure and safe. Yes, that kind of goes back into these boundaries, right? Some root chakra healing, perhaps. Oh, I'm so sorry for clearing my throat again. Oh my gosh, I will get better at that, I swear. Perhaps you feel this longing to find home without knowing where it is. Perhaps you've been moving around a lot and yearn for a place on Earth to call your own. This is kind of giving like this. If so, you're being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself now. To choose where you feel most at home and create it, rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. Yeah, that's kind of like this. Defending that. Where you want to build. If you're being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself, to choose where you feel most at home and create it rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. So there's like a little transmission or a little like phrase down here that you can say, and I'll hold it so you can see it if you want to like copy it so you can say it. So you want to say, I allow myself to be truly here and at home on this planet. I release any grief around not belonging or feeling held and call in the perfect home. Yeah, it's kind of like this too. Like even though she's like putting her hands out, you know, also like asking your ancestors for the things that you want, putting those messages out there, and just seeing what they can give back to you, they can send back your way. Keeping those energetic boundaries up. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the message I have. I hope that made sense, and I hope you got something out of it. Oh gosh, 24 minutes. Okay. Have a wonderful day, and yeah, bye.